So tell me who you are.
Well, I mean, free Americans, yeah.
And what are you doing today?
We were out here yesterday too, down on the original protest site. So basically, you've seen the records that cops keep, and cops are a lot less likely to try and tread on people's rights when there's other armed Americans with them. So we figured it's about damn time that or at least I figure that it's about damn time some heavily armed rednecks stood with fellow citizens.
And why are you protecting this store?
Well, I mean, this wasn't exactly a specified action.
We've been tobacco, so we just kind of ended up here.
We've been moving around and just trying to see what's what without getting necessarily completely slapped by massive groups of people. And while we were walking, somebody mentioned that there were some guys at the tobacco shop who wanted to know if they were over here to go buy something, and they said that they're closed and they're defending their businesses. Oh yeah, Target's on fire.
Yep.
By the way.
Yeah.
And anyway, so we heard that. We're like, well, we better kit up and go see if these guys need help. And turns out these guys are out here with machetes and shattered windows trying to keep looters out of the business because cops can't get in here. And so, you know, I figured before they were cops, they were just Americans. So here we are.
Or, you know, during the LA riots.
Or during the LA riots. Collateral damage, I guess.
Everyone protected their own stuff. That's where, you know, you got the term rooftop Korean.
So bottom line, justice for Floyd, and I hope they stop looting at some point. If there were more of us, we could go stop them from looting, but it's just us four.
Yeah, we definitely don't agree with the looting.
Yeah, no, looting.
But we do agree
spooky.
with the cause for the protest.
Yeah, definite protesting.
I have mixed feelings on this because you never really fully know what a group of people are about, especially in the moment. But I definitely think that black people need to do a better job of doing their homework and their due diligence before they are so quick to label a group of people. And the reason I say that is because that's what's done to us. Now, I was watching the video of Willie D from Willie D, and the title of the video is something to the effect of, you know, far-right extremists trying to use the Minneapolis protests to kick off a race war, right? Or a civil war, whichever phrase he used. And the thumbnail he has are of a bunch of white guys that are standing in front of a tobacco store that were apparently there protecting it from protesters, right? Now, I saw the interview with these guys, right? And what they were claiming, they claimed that, you know, first they said that, you know, they came out there because they said that the police are less likely to tread on, you know, citizens when, you know, the people are armed, right? And so they were going to stand with the protesters. But then I guess when it started to transition into looting because of those, you know, white provocateurs that were completely covered up in all black, like that dude with the umbrella that smashed the windows at the AutoZone, right? And then just immediately walked away, right? And that AutoZone later on got burnt down to the ground, you know, again, being the catalyst. I'm saying these white guys, you know, decided that they were going to protect the business. And you could see in the background people going in and out of the store that looked like they were purchasing stuff. They were, you know, they weren't stopping people from entering the store. They were stopping people from looting. And there were a bunch of people outside the store who had machetes and other weapons trying to prevent people from looting just in case looting happened, because that's just the reality of the protest / riot. OK, so their objective might have changed once they got there. But I'm saying I actually have the interview of them speaking for themselves. And what I don't like about what Willie D did, and I get it, maybe he didn't see the clip or whatever, oh, it's just a bunch of white men with guns. What I don't like about that is I'm like, we got to be careful with, you know, who you label as, you know, a racist or a white supremacist or whatever, because I can tell you that not every gun person is on that shit. Yeah, I don't like the fact that when it comes to, you know, these issues, you don't see a whole bunch, you don't see scores and scores of them coming out, you know, with their capes for black people, like you saw when they want to go out there, they want to get their haircuts, with the Michigan State House protest where they all came out there with guns. I talked about, even that and my problem with even the way that black people responded. They were like, it was Nazis out there. No, they were calling the governor a Nazi because, they felt that, their civil rights were being violated because they were being kept cooped up at home. And so you had black people inappropriately calling all those people at Michigan. I'm not saying that maybe they had racist tendencies or whatever, but that's not what they were there for. They were not there to protest black people. They were not there to, start a race war. That's not what they were there for. They were a bunch of entitled white people who were pissed off about being stuck at home. So then when you had Mr. Michael Lynn Jr., he go up there with the black female politician who's a Democrat, who's a part of Every Town for Gun Safety. And he takes his dumb ass up there and tries to protect his black queen, with his AR-15, with the crew that he was with. And I'm like, so why are you there? Oh, because we don't believe in white supremacists and extremists. I'm like, but that's not what those white people were there for when they marched up on the State House. You see, this is the problem with black people just assuming. And then again, stupidly going out there and protecting a black female Democrat who's just going to go out there and vote the very rights that he's exercising away so that he can't even do what he's doing in trying to protect her. And then her dumbass, she couldn't even be what did she say? She said something to the effect of they wanted to have a presence here. Like, bitch, they're there protecting you. Fuck out of here. Sit there and say some condescending shit like they wanted to have a presence here today. Fuck you. Fuck that bitch. They're out there protecting you, and because again, you're a Democrat and you don't want to, and you're a part of Every Town for Gun Safety. You don't want to sit there and co-sign or recognize the importance or value, even if it's for the wrong reason, even if I disagree with why they're out there, because the whole premise of why they're out there is incorrect. But I'm saying I understand the sentiment and the thought. They felt that those white people came there to intimidate our politicians and we're not having it. And so we're going to have a show of force too. And that was to the benefit of Sarah, what was her name? Sarah Anthony. That was to her benefit. And she couldn't even acknowledge, not even so much as a thank you. She put it all on them. They wanted to have a present. Bitch, fuck you. Fuck you all the way. Now, moving on from that, my concern is they do the same shit to us. In the media, you see a bunch of black men standing around with some guns. They could be protecting their business. How is the media going to spin that? You already know how they go. A bunch of black militants with their scary guns. That's why we need to have more gun control. Look at them. They're up there. They said they'll kill white babies. Right? That's what the media does all the time, whether it's the mainstream media or whether it's the right wing media. They see a bunch of black men with guns and all of a sudden it's scary. And so I'm saying, you get those people that say, well, fuck it. They do it to us. We're going to do it to them. I don't think that's the best approach, especially as somebody who's all for the Second Amendment. You know what I'm saying? Why are you here? What is your mission? Oh, well, we're here to protect okay, cool, fine. We ain't got no motherfucking problem. Plain and simple. I'm not just going to sit there and label a bunch of white men with guns as racist if I'm not seeing any racist intent. I've seen that with people, they want to claim that the Oath Keepers are racist. They want to claim that, all the 3 percenters are racist. Again, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't know that some of these people don't really particularly care for black people. And this is the whole issue with the America and the Second Amendment and whatnot, because you got a lot of people that they don't care for black people, but the hair still go up on the back of their neck if they see people's rights being violated or trampled by an overpowering and overbearing government. OK, this is the situation where they're like, I'm all for protecting black people as long as they don't loot. right? And then as soon as they see looting, and then they'll, even though it's a bunch of white people out there too doing it, they'll ascribe that to black people and say, okay, well, we can't protect that because we're not for looting. And so that gives them a convenient exit to say, okay, well, we're not out there. We're not going to go protect those people. You see, but if it was just a bunch of black people out there peacefully, and then the cops start getting real aggressive, I guarantee you'd have some of those, white militias that would come out and be like, wait, hold on now. They don't like that shit. Or if they saw a bunch of police officers, disarming black people who made it known, got in front of the camera. Yeah, we're here exercising our Second Amendment. Make that shit clear. Make your purpose and objective clear so that people know where you stand. Then you'll have more allies, that are from, other groups or whatever, that recognize, hey, this is, actually we're on their team. They're on our team. But see, when the shit gets messy, then nobody wants to co-sign. So and that's classic divide and conquer. How do we make sure the whites and the blacks don't form Voltron, on the Second Amendment issue, or how do we make sure that they don't form Voltron, in this protest? Okay, well, tell those Second Amendment white people that all the black people are looting, right? Or tell the black people that all those Second Amendment people, that got their AR-15s, right, that don't like big government and overreaching government. Now tell them that all those white people are racist, and that they're all there, they're all part of the Klan or something like that. And those two groups will stay as far away from each other as humanly possible. That's how the game is played. So, again, I don't entirely know exactly what those white guys, were about, because even with their interview, their explanation is kind of like, huh? You know what I mean? The explanation is kind of, I'm still kind of scratching. I'm like, okay, well, did you come out here with a plan? You know what I'm saying? Or you just showed up with your guns and just, I'm like, I don't know what their goal is, but I'm saying based on the clip and what I'm hearing, I'm like, it doesn't sound like they're there to, be on some, far right wing extremists. I'm saying they could be lying. They could be smart because they're talking in front of the cameras. I'm saying I don't pick up on that. And I'm trying to warn black people. You got to stop being so quick to anytime you see a white person with a gun. Oh, it's this right wing extremist, because they do the same shit with us. Then when it comes down to us having, being able to, exercise our Second Amendment rights and have concealed carry guns and, carry firearms like that brother that was doing in the march during Dallas when Micah Johnson shot those police and the cops, they, stormed on him and took his AR-15, because, again, of not just because of what happened with Micah Johnson, but because of just the presumption of guilt when it comes to black men, wielding firearms. You know what I'm saying? Because the only images that are out here, black men, when it comes to the Second Amendment shit, is either Ray Ray and Pookie, criminals, or, black militias. There's never any regular schmegular, everyday black men, hey, I'm a dad. Hey, I own a business. Or, hey, I'm a business exec. No regular black men. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm 22 and I just got my carry permit. No regular shit. It's always got to be associated with some end of the spectrum shit. And that's very much a problem as it pertains to black men and firearm ownership. And I already made a video talking about that. That narrative needs to change. Everybody who's out here exercising the Second Amendment right is not on some extreme shit. There's just regular people like, hey, I just want to be able to protect myself, or I just want to make sure that my rights don't get trampled. And that's why I'm out here. You really think that what went down with that officer Chauvin or Chauvin, whatever his name is, and George Floyd, you think that would have went down in a black community where it's known that every single or every other black person that's in that community is carrying a piece? The cops ain't going to want to go in there and do no stupid shit. Ray Ray and Pookie ain't going to want to go in there and do no stupid shit. Not in a community where people are armed. I mean, straight up. You got 4 cops there and you got 15 people standing around who are all armed. they might want to reevaluate what they're doing. You see, but in every predominantly black city I've ever been to, it's always, oh, we need gun control. Oh, it's stiff gun control. Oh, we got good people in this community and they're being terrorized by thugs. Nigga, why don't you fight back? Why don't you protect yourself? I'm so sick and tired of black people always sitting there talking about, oh, they're going to go out there and they're going to have armed conflict and challenge the system of white supremacy, and you can't even clean up your own motherfucking block. Fuck out of here, nigga. The bottom line is most of y'all niggas is scared. You scared of Ray Ray and Pookie, so I don't expect you to have a whole bunch of courage when it comes to anything bigger than Ray Ray and Pookie. So y'all niggas need to stop. Sick and tired of these black men out here. You know, motherfuckers won't bust a grape in a fruit fight. And they just don't understand. They don't understand. They don't understand the dynamic of power. They don't understand what it means to wield power. They're scared of wielding power. All these things are interconnected. That's why you see me jumping up and down when on some shit that 99% of black people think is insignificant. I'm like, because this is connected to this. This area spills into this area. That's why I get pissed off. That's why I get pissed off. Oh, so what if I get with a man and I'm making more money than him and we're in this role reverse relationship? I get pissed off because I already know that son can't learn anything from his father. Because a man that's comfortable with being in that sort of position is not the type of man that's equipped to go out here and teach his son anything about challenging and competing with other groups of men, because it ain't in him in it like that. He ain't built like that. So as a result, you end up with what? A next generation, a bunch of bitch ass sons. And then y'all complain about the negative outcome of having too many bitch ass men out here, as those same bitch ass sons transition into bitch ass men. But you got too many women out here who are glad, well, I don't want no man to control me, so I'm going to go out here and get me with a beta. I'm going to go out here and get me with a subordinate man. And then complain about black male weakness. It's another reason I go to fuck off on women about shit like that. I've seen it too many times. All this shit is the shit that people think is this not. Why are you so mad? Man, why is this so important to you? Because it spills into other areas. That's why. I've been around long enough to know that it spills into other areas. I've had these conversations far too long and for far too many people, far too many exchanges. That's why this shit is important. Black people got to stop being so emotional and be more critical in their thinking and thought processes and analyses. But we're not. So anyway, that's just a side note. But yeah, I'm just saying, what Willie D is talking about and using these guys' photos, I'm like, that's messy. That's sloppy journalism, in my opinion. Sloppy. So anyway, I just wanted to say that. That's my video, SWPR. I know some people are gonna be, oh, you caping for the white boys. Again, if that's what you think, again, low IQs. I ain't got no time for low IQ people. But anyway, that's all I got to say. That's my video, SWP out.